Events seem to be heating up in Elite Dangerous and moving on, and all of this could very much change how you interact and play with the game in the future. And this of course is all leading into the next big update. And elsewhere, thousands of players are very much getting involved with Distant Worlds 3, and there's quite a few things you probably don't want to miss with that. Also, it's February, I think we all know that, and that means very likely we're going to be seeing a new update from Frontier soon in terms of Elite's future and a roadmap. So, starting with the game's next big update. This is called Operations, we'll talk more about that in just a moment, but it all seems to be very much centered on what's going on within the game itself, specifically around the star system HIP 87621. Now, for the longest time, this star system was permit locked, inaccessible to players, but eventually Frontier went ahead and removed those permits after a long narrative build-up. But more interestingly, for you as a player, this is very likely going to be giving you new content and new ways to interact with the game, and for a number of different reasons. Firstly, is going to be new types of combat, which is going to take place inside megaships. In terms of narrative, what's been going on here is that a various number of different powers have been fighting around this star system because they want what's inside. This includes Aisling Duval, Yuri Grom, Harissa Levingi Duval, Nikito Kane, Edmund Mahan, and Denton Patrius. In other words, pretty much all the powers, with the exception of just a few. Now, all of these have got megaships in and around this particular star system, and very soon you're going to be able to go inside those megaships and do some on-foot combat in a zero-G environment, something we haven't seen yet in Elite Dangerous before. And just a very quick side note here, if you're enjoying this video, if you like videos like this, please do consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, because it really does help this channel and it helps get all this information to the players and people who would be interested. So what we saw today, what we saw this week, is Frontier pushing the narrative, the story forward on where Elite is going next. And make no mistake, this will very much affect how people play the game. In other words, Frontier are building the narrative that's supporting a future gameplay. And this, of course, is Operations, which have been revealed as repeatable multi-step missions, where you can take in up to 4 players, and you have a mix of ships here and on-foot activity. An example they gave here literally ends with FPS combat inside a hostile megaship interior. So you can start out on a planet, fly up into space and do various different activities in your ship, and then carry on foot inside a megaship. Now, there's no information on how widespread this type of activity will be, whether it'll be right across the galaxy, or whether it'll be focused on and around the HIP 87621, or perhaps expand from there. One thing we do know is that all of this is very likely going to be connected in to the exotic plant material that's inside the system itself, the very thing that all these powers are fighting over. And that is Redicoida runica, the plant that's inside the system. This might well have a dramatic change on how you interact with the game in the future. So the lore says that these plants, they have seed pods that are described as being able to fire seeds incredible distances. They're also able to survive extreme temperatures. Now, as you fly around these areas, as you can see on the screen right here, these sites do have fog clouds around them. They do have visible seed pods, but there's no confirmed seed firing going on. But you do see some kind of gas outgassing here into the atmosphere. Historically, these type of things have been able to be used to enhance your ship, your modules, and maybe your suit, your on-foot weapons, and things like that. The speculation now is that all of this is eventually going to lead you to be able to upgrade yourself as a commander, and maybe give you some sort of personal enhancements or buffs, and these will be usable when you're doing these on-foot activities. Have to see, of course, but that seems the very likely direction that things are now heading in. So talking of heading in directions, there is of course Distant Worlds 3. People are now heading towards Waypoint 2, which is many tens of thousands of light years away from Earth. Of course, thanks to megaships, the distance covered is now vastly superior, much further and much quicker than what we saw in Distant Worlds 1 and Distant Worlds 2. Essentially, Waypoint 2 is now active, and you're heading towards the Thuitia system. And, well, there's a number of Thuitia systems. This one specifically is MTQ E58. And there's a deadline here of the 8th of February at 9 UTC, 9 PM UTC. So this is widely considered to be the first leg of the Distant Worlds event, where players are really doing the journey on themselves. So that means sprinting roughly 14,000 light years between Waypoint 1 and Waypoint 2, and that's after many people being carried on the fleet carriers to get to Waypoint 1. If you happen to be in the region, there's a load of different waypoints here. Some of them are going to be visually spectacular. If you want to check them out, these are Viruna, Astral Shroud, Iris Sunrise, the Tartarus Inferno, and the Seldowitch Nebula. I'll list those in the video description. You should be able to find out their exact coordinates with a very quick Google search. Many of these are very likely going to be well worth taking a look at. And interestingly, also at the beginning of February, this is slightly in the past now, but it gives us an indication of what we can expect to see in the future. On the 1st of February and 2nd of February, the Distant Worlds organisers had a couple of events. These included supercruise races, some canyon ship racing, and some on-foot mountain climbing as well. And there should be more of these activities going forward. Do keep an eye on the Distant Worlds 3 website. Again, I'll make sure to include a link for that in the video description. So many thousands of players still involved in that event, and it is a multi-month long event, so it's going to be going on for a fair while yet, and a lot of different interesting things to see. Talking of which interesting things to see, we should hopefully be getting a roadmap from Frontier soon on Elite Dangerous's future. Now, very clear here, I want to be extremely clear that this is speculation still at this point. Frontier have not confirmed anything in terms of a roadmap. They've not said anything like that is coming. But to be very clear also, we have had roadmaps at this particular time in the past. In February 2025, we got a roadmap revealing the content that was going to be released throughout the rest of that year. So I'm fully expecting Frontier to do something very similar in their first reveal of content for this year. We haven't had any live streams or videos from Frontier directly yet. No announcements directly on what to expect to see for the future of Elite Dangerous throughout 2026. They did say their next big update, their next big information drop would come in February of this year, and we're now in that month. Hopefully that means we should be seeing something very soon on this. So to be very clear here, this is what the roadmap looked like in 2025. As you can see, it doesn't go into immense detail, but this is enough to give us some sort of guidance and some sort of understanding as to the direction that the game would be taking. Very much hoping to see something similar to this very soon now. As you can see, there was a number of updates throughout the years, as well as a number of different ship releases. So if we see the same thing again, obviously operations would be the first point on that roadmap, because that is the next update. Hopefully then we'll see another one this year. Whether we get 2 or 3 updates though on the roadmap is something again is uncertain at this point. But, well, it depends how long there is between these major updates. Remember last year, we did get quite a few big updates. We got Trailblazers, which was the colonizations update. We also got, was that Power Play at 2.0, or was that the year before? And of course, we got Squadrons, which was Vanguard's Squadrons update, which was also a pretty big update to the game. Essentially, over the past 2 years, we've seen Elite Dangerous evolving quite a lot, and really hoping to see that throughout the rest of 2026. So that said, let me know what you'd expect on the roadmap. What would you like to see? What are you expecting not to be on there? Either way, thanks for watching this video all the way through. There is another one on the screen right here if you want to check that out. Do take care, and I'll catch you next time.